Chi creation. All is one, part one. This is a mini-series of the mini-series for Origins of Life Chi creation. So you got all three of these in that kind of sense. So after this, we'll go back to Chi creation, love and light, and then once we finish that one, we'll go back to the Origins of Life Chi creation. So it's like how the sun splits. The series is split as well. So this is not like the center ring towards the splitting and the expansion and contraction of a realm and the series in that kind of way. So we have the sun and how it represents the face and the realm. And so why some monkeys and apes have red faces. This is also significant. That's how bright it is. So on this one, we can see this shape. You can see it goes around, and then it's got that center part as well. So, like the peacock, like that way. That'd be like the center part. So you've got the same pattern. So it's like a reflection of the realm in that kind of sense. And also, because you've got all this around here, and you got this that comes out, so like those flowers, you turn it that way, you can see like where the sun sets, the blackness of the sun, the brightness of the sun, and then the waves crashing out. So we've got it again. So you see the outside, all the light, the roll of a wave, and it kind of creates all that mist. So that's where the face comes out of the sun, out of the roll of a wave. So in the same way, how they represent that, it's like that's the roll of a wave, and so you've got the same image of what you're seeing on that peacock butterfly. Although that's got more of a purple and blue colour to it. And quite often they are blue. Sometimes you've got your purple in there as well though. For the peacock butterfly. So these have got blue skin. But also the fur, how it goes dark like that. So you can see how the wave had come over, and then you got all the froth leaving a trail, and it's developing the froth there, so it's not left the trail yet. That's kind of like, you know, water without the bubbles, so it just appears dark. So you've got all the light, which kind of contrasts with that darkness. So when we look at the black hole, and we look at like, it's like one side is light and one side is dark. And it seems to be, you know, part of that, you know, why it matches it up. So they're a bit more vibrant with colour. And so you've got the brightness of the sun, and then the blackness of the sun as well. So if we think about the waves of energy which the torus field goes through, it's like pulsing and generating that energy and all that kind of thing. And so it's waves of energy. just like we get waves on ocean, so that'll be the wall of a wave, and then you got the froth coming over. So in that same sense, you've got the same patterns, but so we can see the ocean, but we can also see the macro aspect of the realm, the torus field, in that kind of way. It's kind of difficult to see it, but you see the same pattern of waves everywhere else. So you can see splashing and mist. So more of that blue colour. More blue. So we'll look at it like that. And you got your centre plane, your flat plane, and then you've got your energy, which fluctuates. I was going to zoom in. Like the chi, the waves of chi, how they flow, whichever way they go. And so you get your reflection, whether that's same, like upside down, you know what I mean? Whether you got like another realm, I don't know. But we can see how it works anyway, how the waves kind of flow in that kind of sense. You got the Fibonacci spiral, which kind of fits around it as well. So different flow to them on different ones, like the curve to them and stuff. I feel like that one's more tighter, straighter. So they're following the same thing. So if you imagine them moving, and then you've got that flow with it. So the waves do move, don't they, on the ocean? So when we compare it to like the realm, and every time that these patterns are happening, it's matching up with its higher self, the realm's higher self. His eyes are like squished. It's like the wave as it folds over. That's the same one, but you've got the full picture. You see the lines. They connect, but do they become imperceivable in the middle area? So again, how all the lines flow over. They're quite good for it. You've got like the white, so how the brightness of the sun. You also got the black. And so with those two, and then you got the yellow, orange. Now that's whilst the light's been split. So that's in the realm. You know what I mean? That's the spirit realm. That's the physical realm. So it's like looking at the sky when it's got that orange, yellow glow to it. And that's like looking at the realm whilst it's constantly fluctuating and generating energy. It appears to like go into distance. Your wave, how it forms like the window into the ocean or out of the ocean. You got one there as well. It's got its fin, it's got its gills and all that kind of thing. So, you know, the wave is part of that design as well. So, we're looking at this. And we're comparing it to that. And so, like, you've got that ring. And you've got that ring. You've got one there as well. But in terms of the fish itself, So you got that, and then you got this. And we spoke about like the bubbles of consciousness and like seeing into the realm and all these kind of things. So we do it with that. And so we see like the peacock feather. He's even got that bit. It's like where the waves come into the peacock feather. So the ocean waves crashing. And this is where it's right close, so it's coming over the top. So it's kind of coming over you. That's where it's already crashed, so you got all the froth. You can see reflection of it. There's a reflection above, obviously. But then it comes round, so it's like this is all you can see because of that's blocking your vision. That's the horizon. And so that's where that is. It sinks in with that. And then also, you know, like the blue of the ocean, that's in the world. But when we look over here, we've got that blackness again. So like the the hollowness of that black part of the sun. And so we see like the depth of it and stuff. And then we see all the light coming off it. And so like the sunlight emitting from the outside, but it's imperceivable from the inside. And so then also you've got the ocean waves, so it makes it like a mouth. But also you've got your bubble of consciousness, which is within the depth of that darkness, and it's like coming out of it. So what same again? You see sunlight, hot waves crashing, sunlight, you know, a crepuscular sun rays, yellow with it. So, like on the peacock butterfly, you see the face popping out of the darkness. So, in that sense, it looks like spirit because you can't see it properly. You know what I mean? But you can see it's connected to eye and mouth. And then it's got this, where it opens up. It looks like a basking shark or that type of thing. It's like a big gaping mouth in that kind of way. Also, like stars inside, which is, you know, interesting. So you've got that, you know, it's opening up and the face is coming out of it. We've got this as well. So this seems to be quite important. It's quite a dramatic image in a sense. In one sense, it did make me think that of movement, but there's so many things to contradict the idea. I've seen it in a different way. It's the role of a wave, and you've got the tail of a wave. So when we're talking about a peacock feather, this is the peacock feather. Those are those waves crashing. So you can see where the reflection line is, and it's meeting the pattern. So then the wave rolls over, and when it creates that eye, that window, it can see into the world, and that's like its portal, how it teleports from the depths of the darkness into this world. So it's that way, but it's also inwards as well. It's like, you know, that 3D kind of suggestion to it. It's a bit blurry, but you can see the face coming out of a bubble, out of a consciousness, out of the sun, in that way. So yeah, and that one's a bit more graphic and stuff. So it's like the heavens, If you look at it that way, it's like we've come down into this realm. It's a bit bright. But so that way, but it's this way because it's showing you a 2D version of the 3D. It's like two pictures in one in a sense. So like the blackness. So like the black hole, like the dark side of it, you got the light side of it, and then the projection. But then you've got the roll of a wave, the sunlight, how it creates this line, and then all the crashing waves. All the crashing waves create the darkness in the tunnel of a wave. So one side's got light in the wave, and the other side's becomes dark. So like this is like the roll of a wave as well as it comes round. And like that's like the wall of the wave catching some sunlight there before it starts to get dark because it puts itself in shadow. And then, you know, so, oops. So, we have the darkness, and then we have the light, and then we have the imperceivable light, and then we have like the dome. And so this is like showing you the macro. It's like the sun, but it's the black hole, and it's the realm as well. So you got the yin realm, the yang realm, and as usual, we turn things to the side. It's like we're living upright in spirit, but whilst we're asleep, it's a spirit which is upright. So it's like, you know, that side way around. Yin and then yang. And then the flat plane should be within. Maybe. I mean, we might be in one of those. You know what I mean? Whichever way, whichever orientation it is. But the glass of the dome, though, it's quite interesting. You can see this one there as well. It goes round, keeping those protected. And then you get your second dome. So, well, your green one might be a first one, and then you got this little one, and then that'd be a third. So it might be what the heavens look like. You might see these structures within the heavens. That could be a throne, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, you know, like a throne of God within his realm in that kind of way. Or, I don't know, you know, just like throwing ideas in that kind of sense because it's all filled with light and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we've got the sunlight and water. So we're going to go more into like that shape on the other fish. So this one's different. We can see it's the sun though. It's like the pattern's breaking up. So you can see ocean, like the waves, and then you can see the sunlight at the top. It looks like a doorway or like the portal here in that kind of sense, like a path. We looked at it with a cabbage. You know, like cabbages and stuff like when we were chopped in half and you could see like a pathway. So you can see how it distorts the sun because of waves. So they're only subtle, but you can see them. So it creates some gaps. and distorts it like that. At least 6 dots. I don't know, it's because the water's breaking it up, and because you've got like several lenses, you know what I mean? Because each broken piece is a lens on its own, isn't it? And it doesn't have to be there, it can be anywhere. So again, it looks like a face. Well, not again, I think it's the first time we've looked at this one. Or from these ones having faces. You couldn't really see the faces in the previous ones, but you know, with this pareidolia kind of aspect of things, it's kind of showing you that, you know, image. So, like sunset, or that kind of area. You get the mist, a wave, the crashing of a wave, and then the sunset in the roll of a wave at the end. So we turn it this way. You can see surface of the sun, or light coming out of that darkness. It's like the same thing as that, but showing you a different picture. So you get the orangeness, the wave crashing over. You can see the froth of the bubbles, but everything else is hidden. So like the rest of the wave up there, kind of like just about to turn over. You can see it looks like two people. So we say like the Heavenly Father and the Earthly Mother. You know, like seeing God as not lonely, you know? That soulmate aspect to it being like a fundamental aspect of what the realm is. So the sun in the wave, you see all the crashing. So again, a reminder of a peacock. And you've also got your heart shape to it as well. So the sun's splitting in that way. When you get the sunset, that's the reflection on water. That's where that line comes from. The perceivable light and the imperceivable. You can see through the imperceivable. So the ocean waves. And then it's using a different effect, but it's still the same wave. So you got it there, it's turned, so it's like the eyes closed, like the eyelid, the eyelashes, all that kind of thing. So froth, crashing, all that kind of stuff. So it looks like explosive and all that kind of thing, like, but, you know, it's just what it is, isn't it? It's like, you know, we've seen that with water before and stuff like, but you can see that line. You know, it makes it look rounded there, like a teardrop. And then it changes to the alternative effect of taking the photo or remembering. different ways of remembering, isn't there? So you got the waves, a wall at wave. You got that line which is always on fish. Your teardrop. It's all froth. How it breaks up and, makes those patterns. So again, it's like a window. We're seeing into it. We see that wave. We see it crashing. It looks like is that the beach that it's on? Because it's like yellow underneath. It's almost like there's a wave. That's a wave, but it's like this is a wave coming over the top. Like, as that wave comes over, like you're looking that window, and that's like what the ocean's remembering. It remembers itself crashing over and over again. You see how so much shape to it. So like ribs and like the body of so many creatures in that kind of sense. You can imagine it like in a cocoon or, like pupas for butterflies and all those kind of things. It's all the sunlight catching it wave. Again, sunlight at front at wave, that's trail at wave. So I like the peacock. It's less quality on camera quality, but it's still got these patterns. So you can see wall at wave. This wave is turning over, that one's turning over, one in background's turning over. Patches of where it's breaking up. See how it rolls over. It's become something. It's become something. That's become the eye, that's become the gill, the fin. So it looks like the peacock feather. Same there as well, in that kind of sense. And the dome. And so the importance of two waves. So you've got yin, you've got yang. You have this like movement. It's kind of like dragons moving around each other in a way. It's like part of a creation of a realm. So you've got your yin yang, your teardrop. So also, the wave comes over, and that's your wall of your wave. So I think that's catching the sunlight, and that's why it's yellow. More waves. But as it serves as a window, as you like looking into it, and you see its surface, it's like it's not quite in focus, but that's distorted, and you're not really getting focus. It's more like starlight, but that you're getting the definition, even though it's blurry. But it's like you're getting a window to that. So you got the walls of waves, but you got the pareidolia which comes with it. So like the expression of the ocean is it's genuinely there. It's like there's a real expression which is within spirit. It's like where we get it from, and how nature's reflecting that. But I've gone over 30 minutes, so I'm gonna have to leave it there, and say thank you for watching. Oh, look, the peacock. That's part of it. So then you got your face coming through the peacock. So it's all one in that kind of sense. So yeah, I'll get on with the next one. Nice one. Thank you for watching. Cheers.